Here are the top stories this hour. At least 8 killed, others wounded after 2 Russian strikes in eastern Ukraine. Thousands of flights cancelled after tropical storm hits eastern U.S. Plus, Niger leaders turn back top American diplomat who tried to meet president. Hello and welcome to VOP News. My name is Joy Adesuwa Iramoseli. 2 Russian missile strike hit central Pokrovsky in eastern Ukraine, killing at least 5 people and wounding 2 dozen more. This attack happened on Monday evening, according to Governor Pavlo Kyrylenko of Donetsk. The strikes, which targeted the Ukrainian portion of a region partially occupied by Russia, occurred within 40 minutes of each other. He stated that the attack damaged 9 and 5-story buildings, residential houses, a hotel where foreign journalists used to stay, dining establishments, shops, and administrative buildings. Ukraine's interior minister disclosed that 5 people, including a local official of Ukraine's state emergency service, were killed and 31 more were wounded by the strikes. He noted further that 19 policemen, 5 rescuers, and 1 child were among the wounded. Thousands of U.S. flights have been cancelled or delayed, and more than 1.1 million homes and businesses lost power as destructively strong storms, including potential tornado, hail, and lightning, moved through the eastern U.S. on Monday evening. Rain began falling in the Washington area shortly after 5 p.m., and the skies gradually turned an ominous dark gray, a precursor to the severe weather and mass power outage that were predicted. The National Weather Service issued a tornado watch for the greater D.C. area, lasting until night time, as well as a flood warning which extended through Tuesday morning. The storm spread was massive, with tornado watches and warnings posted across 10 states from Tennessee to New York. Meanwhile, buses began moving tens of thousands of scouts to inland venues ahead of a tropical storm, bringing an effective end to a World Scout Jamboree that had already struggled with heat, hygiene, and land use controversies. Known for its insatiable desire to host international events, the South Korean government scrambled to keep the 12-day gathering of scouts from around the world going, as thousands of British and American scouts departed over the weekend because of an extreme heat wave that caused some attendees to be hospitalized. It wasn't until Monday afternoon that officials announced the decision to abandon the coastal campsite in the southwestern town of Buan after forecasters raised alarms that tropical storm Kanon was heading towards the Korean peninsula. South Korean officials say the Jamboree will continue to form a cultural event and activities, including a K-pop concert in Seoul on Friday. Critics have argued the decision to host the Jamboree at a site known as Simangyong was part of an effort to justify further investment in a controversial swath of reclaimed land. Now in Pakistan, where former Prime Minister Imran Khan, his lawyer, met at a high-security prison where he is being held following a sentence to plan how to challenge the grand case that landed him behind bars more than a year after he was ousted from power. A national cricket hero and top opposition leader, Imran Khan, was sentenced over the weekend to 3 years for concealing assets after selling state gifts while in power and taken to Atok, a high-security prison in eastern Punjab province. The stunning sentence could bar him from politics, as Pakistani law prohibits anyone with a criminal conviction from holding or running for public office, and may cost him the chairmanship of the party he founded. Khan's lawyer told reporters after their meeting on Monday that Khan was in good spirit and maintaining a high morale despite the harsh conditions at the prison, which is known for holding convicted militants and the most hardcore criminals during trial proceedings. The lawyer stated that Khan is being held in a small room where there is no air conditioner and where there are flies in daytime and insects at night, insisting that Khan should get better facilities in prison. Meanwhile, jailed former Pakistan Prime Minister Imran Khan said he is being kept in a jail cell meant for terrorists and is seeking a court order to be moved to upgrade facilities after his conviction in a corruption case. The former cricket star also argued that he should be transferred to a prison near the capital, Islamabad, that has A-class facilities. Leaders of West African regional bloc stated that they would meet later this week to discuss next steps after Niger military junta defied a deadline to reinstate the country's ousted president, while its soldiers closed the country's airspace and accused foreign powers of preparing an attack. According to a spokesman for the ECOWAS bloc, the meeting was scheduled for Thursday in Abuja, the capital of neighboring Nigeria. State television reported that junta's latest action on Sunday night, hours before the deadline set by ECOWAS, which has warned of using military force if the democratically elected President Mohamed Bazoum is not returned to power. Similarly, a senior U.S. diplomat stated that coup leaders in Niger refused to allow her to meet on Monday with the West African country's democratically elected president, whom she described as under virtual house arrest. Acting Deputy Secretary of State Victoria Nuland also described the officers as unreceptive to U.S. pressure to return the country to civilian rule. She spoke after a 2-hour meeting in Niger's capital, Niamey, with some leaders of the military takeover of the country that has been a vital counter-terrorism partner of the United States. In speaking to junta leaders, Nuland stated that she made absolutely clear the kind of support that we will legally have to cut off if democracy is not restored. If the U.S. determines that a democratically elected government has been toppled by unconstitutional means, federal law requires a cut-off of most American assistance, particularly military aid. She said she also stressed U.S. concern for the welfare of President Mohamed Bazoum, who she said was being detained with his wife and son. The U.S. is determined to enforce sanctions over North Korea's efforts to assist Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Spokesperson Matthew Miller made the remark in an answer to questions about the report that a Russian military aircraft made an unannounced visit to Pyongyang last week, days after the Kremlin's defense chief visited the DPRK to attend a large-scale military parade and weapon expo. It was reported that a Russian Air Force with registration number RA86559 visited Pyongyang between Monday and Tuesday last week based on analysis of flight tracking data and satellite imagery. It remains unclear who was on the Russian plane or what the purpose of the visit was. Neither North Korea nor Russia have publicly commented on the aircraft's visit to Pyongyang. The week before the plane landed, North Korea leader Kim Jong-un guided Shoigu around a large-scale weapon exhibition in Pyongyang, fueling suspicions of arms deals between the countries. Meanwhile, the ruler of the United Arab Emirates, Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed, is a key American ally who counts on United States to defend his country. But he has traveled twice to Russia over the past year to meet with President Vladimir Putin in June. His country was celebrated as the guest of honor at the Russian leader's flagship investment forum. Later this month, the Emirati and Chinese air forces plan to train together for the first time, a notable shift for an oil-rich Gulf nation that has long relied on American fighters' jets, weapons, and protection. These deepening relationships show how a Middle Eastern leader viewed by the U.S. government as an important partner is increasingly striking out on its own path. American officials have had limited success in persuading Sheikh Mohammed to align with U.S. foreign policy, particularly when it comes to limiting Chinese military ties and isolating Russia after the invasion of Ukraine. Finally, Twitter founder has taken to what was formerly known as Twitter to slam the use of economic freedom fighter anthem "Kill the Boer, Kill the White Farmer" on Saturday. In occasion of the 10th anniversary of the founding of the party, Julius Malema held a party rally leading the crowd in chanting and making gun gestures. This must have been the last straw for South African-born business tycoon Elon Musk, who has spoken out about this. Despite being a naturalized Canadian, the owner of Twitter still has a connection to his motherland and thus shared his viewpoint on the subject. According to Elon Musk, the reaction to the killing of farmers of Dutch heritage in South Africa in conjunction with the song's use is part of the problem, and the EFF is calling for white genocide. And that's it on World News on VOP TV. My name is Joy Adesua Eramoseli. Many thanks for joining us. VOP Business comes up shortly.